Are you ready to lead us in prayer?
Let us pray. Our Lord and our Father, we are grateful, thankful, and happy because of the great things that you have done. We are thankful because of this moment that we are gathered together, that we may continue with the business of the day. We invite your presence, dear Father, to guide us in this session, so that all the deliberations that you are going to have, O God, shall be guided and directed of you. Guide us, dear Father, and do us good. For this is our prayer of faith in Jesus' name. Amen.
Moderator, we can continue with the business, and we can get the report of the communication department.
Okay, communication department, come to the podium. Right here. There it is. Use that podium after doing the necessary.
Thank you, moderator, and the GAC. We had prepared a summary, abridged presentation, but I've shared on the wall, our common wall, so that you can work with me. This is the report of the communication department to the first GAC of the 24th General Assembly. And the first thing that I have there is a mandate. I will not go into it, but I will just mention a few things and say that it is our mandate we do many things. We keep the members informed. We inform people about the church objectives and guiding theological formulations. We document the church teachings, organize the tappings, distribution of Christian literature, including also running the shop. Moderator, the second thing I want to say is that we have personnel in the communication department, and we have 11 people working for us, and I'm the acting director. Then we have the 10 staff working for us. We have different sections in the department. I'll mention them. We have the website and social media handles, and we manage that. And as you can remember, you have been seeing, we have been updating on the website and on other social media handles. The other one is that we have the bookshop, which is mandated to do the distribution for all the liturgical literature, clerical items, books, and all other merchandise produced by different church ministries. We have outlets in Chogoria, in Chuka, Nyandarua, Nakuru, among others. And we also are planning to even make this distribution wider. And we are also doing online, and we are enhancing the online distribution so that you can buy books online. The other one is the Jitegemea printing press, which produces diverse church materials, including books, liturgical materials of different types of cards, and we can inform the GAC moderator that it has capacity to produce all the things we need, including notebooks, calendars, branded pens, banners, and we can make use of our printing press. Achievements: we have revamped the website and social media handles to disseminate church information. We have started the online shop through PCA website. We have acquired a new digital printing machine and hot glue machine. We are also doing our best to do timely production of church and group materials. We also participated in designing the elders' cloth that was approved by the business committee. We have also had a few challenges, and I'll mention a few. Our machines are not modern. We also have a number of debts. Moderator, in the audited accounts, we have almost 50 million in debt owed to us by entities represented in this hall, and we hope that we can pay whatever we owe so that we can be able to move on. We also have media control is a difficult thing, but we keep giving the correct information. Governance structure, we currently don't have a board of management, but it's something we are looking forward to do. Also the model that we have, sometimes it's a challenge. We want to make it more business model of operation. I will invite the chair to do the future plans as he seconds the report.
Thank you, Moderator and members of this first GAC of the 24th General Assembly. In the Communications Department, as we have gotten through the director, part of our challenge is our machines. And the department has already begun that, but we want to continue upgrading the machines that we have. We also want to enhance the distribution of the literatures in collaboration with other departments. You are witnesses that our PCEA website now is up and running, but it is our part of future plan to ensure that we make it more efficient and interactive. We are, as a department, planning to more to encourage a culture of writing through supporting the ministers and the members of the church who do their books, so that we can be able to print them and publish them for them. And part of our plans is to ensure that we have an active board formed, so that the department is able to work and to work well, and especially in regard to what is our mandate. Moderator, with those future plans, I second the report.
Thank you. An applause. A clap for them. Thank you. Has been effected that we have gone to a closed session, much as the all has changed. Thank you. We now any questions that you may have to the department. If you are behind a pillar, make sure you are visible. Is there any question? Yes, Reverend. Isimo? Here? Am I here at the front? I see no other hand. I see no other hand.
Thank you, Moderator. My question is why we have communication department doing the business of selling the clerical garments. At the same time, we have another brigade also displaying their merchandise of the same in the same church, and so they are competing. Maybe what are they doing? Maybe to merge the two businesses.
As a device, and I think we will be guided. We sit down, and because our work, we in terms of those things, we have a shot for synergy. Thank you.
Thank you. Can we have comments? If
And especially when it comes to the end of the year, and the diaries that we know is our flagship is ready before the start of the year. These will reduce the competition, because why would I go to a bookshop in town to buy a diary when a diary is available in our church? On 29th of January this year, the diaries were still a challenge. So kindly, my submission is that let's make timely. Even if there is an element of breakdown and aging of machine, we know by October, even we know by August, that we need diaries next year. So why not produce them in time to avoid those delays? Thank you.
well, I am not being the advocate, but I remember one of the issues that delays them is the appointments meeting. If it has not happened, they are not able to learn the diaries, but they should find a way of preparing a draft, sort of, such that when the appointment is done, in hours, they are able to release the diary. But I know that is one of the reasons why they get delayed until the appointment is committed and done what it does, the major appointment. Sometimes it's not easy to do a diary because that information is needed right there. But they still Bwana Karobia, then Elda Githinji, inaonekana hall hii wazee wameamuka sana na ni vizuri.
Moderator, sir, I'm suggesting that given that it is a mandate to inform the members of the church about what is happening in the church, and we are struggling with social media where membership of this church have been given a lot of wrong information, could they think of opening a social media where they shall be giving us the correct information about what is happening in the church, so that now anybody who gets into those other social medias that are negative will be doing it out of not choice but kupenda kwake. Moderator.
Thank you. Elda Githinji.
Moderator, sir, thank you. My concern is on the money owed to the people who are actually in this hall. And I want to propose that if this money is actually remitted and paid to the communication department, they can do the upgrade. And the breakdowns we are talking about maybe would be things of the past, and maybe the business platform could be raised to a higher level. Thank you.
Thank you. Coming this way, Reverend Kemani. Okay, is there any other hand here so that we organize the mics?
Bwana Moderator.
Then there's a mic you'll take there after he has spoken.
Pendekezo langu ni kuhusu kadi za Holy Communion, baptism. Kadi hizo zinaonekana zimepitwa na wakati, hata wakati wa typing. We have challenges in the ribbon of the typing, the cards. Can the department look on a better way that we can have the modern cards?
Are you talking of the quality or?
We shift from the signing of the card to be signed to modern cards when we take the Holy Communion, and the baptism card, we have cards that will be typed from the system, not typing with the ordinary old machines that need ribbons to type hiyo.
Si mnasikia?
Nasikia hiyo.
Nameelewa.
Moderator, sir, in the Kenyan law and the laws of the church, you only act in a capacity for allowed 6 months. When is the acting?
You're making a comment.
Yes, okay.
Yes.
Can the acting person tell us, at least relinquish the position and let somebody who is substantive free given that position to act, because you cannot act beyond 6 months, and now it's I think 2 years.
I think we are done with the comments. There is an elder here. Can you remind me your name? Susan. Thank you.
Thank you, Moderator. We want to appreciate diaries that we receive. But the blue one, the small one, it has been there for so long. And that is the one that is not very expensive. Then the next one is a little bit bigger. Would there be another one which is between the small one and that other medium one? Because these ones we have an issue selling to our members. They say it is too small. The spaces are also very small. Even writing something is also a big issue. So we would wish that we get one between the two. And the medium one, I think of 17 or something like that. So that we can get space. Thank you.
Thank you. At the quarter. Maybe, I don't know. Bwana Karanja. Mike, please. That's not working. Get a better one, please. If it's that one, you can pass it.
Okay, now thank you, Moderator and the commissioners. Mine actually
is because actually when the G officials, they are on official duties, I think it is more ideal for the department to be reporting or maybe posting instead of being reported or posted by one levered who I don't know where he got the mandate. So it is good to the department to take it over. Thank you.
Okay. Whoever does it, it is not illegal. So we can't demonize the person. We ought to challenge them to do their work. But whoever does it, it's not illegal. And the more the merrier. If we had more people giving us information, provided it is correct, the better. But you have heard. Yes. I think we are done with the comments. Then we can get to the discussions.
Thank you, moderator. And with your indulgence, I can make one comment. We already have social media handles. We have the PCA head office Facebook, PCA head office in X, in Instagram, and website. So you can follow there for the correct information, and then we shall follow the officials. Resolutions. First resolution, this GAC receives the report of the communication department and the audited account with appreciation.
Taken? Yes.
This GAC thanks the communication department for the enhanced positive messaging through PCA website and social media handles. Further, this GAC directs the department to put up structures to collect and disseminate ministry-related information from all the presbyteries.
Carried? Carried? Read. Okay, read again.
This GAC thanks the communication department for the enhanced positive messaging through PCA website and social media handles. Further, this GAC directs the department to put up structures to collect and disseminate ministry-related information from all the presbyteries.
I think that was what was being said, that they do better. We were preaching to the converted. Taken?
This GAC notes with appreciation the good work done by Jitegemea Printing Press in production of all types of publication for the church. Further, this GAC encourages presbyteries to ensure that church materials are produced through Jitegemea Press in order to maintain the PCA identity.
Carried?
Fourth, this GAC notes with concern that GAC TV has not yet become profitable entity. Further, this GAC directs the finance committee to explore and advise on sustainable financing options and models for the TV.
Carried? Carried? Yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. Sometimes when there is a yes, no, not clear, I invite some comments. Say, okay, Reverend Kanga.
Mr. Moderator, sir, I believe that GAC TV is like any other media in the market. They have been there for more than 10 years. If they are not meeting, yes, if they are not breaking even, moderator, we cannot have the church continue funding the GAC TV. Walo inolo and hii mashinani, hii za mashinani zinafanya kazi. So let them continue generating their money. If they are not able to do it, tufunge, tuende zingine moderator. Tuna kazi mingi ya kufanya.
Oh, the resolution, is it carried? Next, that is dropped. Next one.
This GAC notes the lack of board of management in the communication department. Further, this GAC directs the director to work in consultation with the office of the Secretary General to ensure that the board is constituted.
I've not asked the question yet. Carried? Correction. Correction. Am I clear?
I think where you have said to work, the Secretary General should be to work with the business committee, because now we need the board. The director should work with the business so that they can get the board of management for the team. I think that the issue. Getting a board is not an issue, but you should direct it to a committee that should be able to look for that board. My thoughts.
Is that amendment all right?
Thank you for giving me order, sir.
Did I? I was asking a question whether his amendment is acceptable. If you are not accepting the amendment, then bring in another amendment.
I was actually saying it's not a to me that's not even supposed to be a resolution. It's an implementation issue. It shouldn't be brought in as a resolution. That's why I had said a big no from my end.
It shouldn't be a resolution.
Yes.
That's your view. Okay. Any other view? Do we drop the resolution and allow them to follow the matter administratively? Is that in order? Thank you. The horse has left the stable. So, pole sana. Okay. Any other additional? Elder Mugai?
I seek your guidance, moderator, because in the first resolution, we have talked of audited accounts, which are not. In that resolution, there was an element of audited accounts, which are not. Moderator.
Why didn't you shout loud enough that you have an information? Because that was an information that you ought to have given. Because
Moderator, further information, please.
Wait. Let me first engage Elder Mugai. That he should have asked for information, because for a fact, we do not have audited accounts. Therefore, that resolution can be, that clause can be removed. Because we can't pass audited accounts when they are not there. They are not signed. So I think that bit can be removed. Yes? We have accounts for communication with the top. Oh, yes.
Immediately after the resolution.
Where are you coming from?
Part of the executive committee of finance, and we did not forward those accounts to the business committee for them to be approved.
Okay, let's drop it. We still have another meeting coming when all the audited accounts will be presented. Therefore, we pass the resolution up to the extent where it talks about appreciating the report. Receiving the report of the communication department, the audited accounts, all of them will go through finance, because communication is also reports to finance, doesn't it? Since it reports to finance, and finance will be convened for audited accounts, and then escalate those accounts to the business, to the GAC, they can wait. So if they are good, there will be no issue. Just like the others will go through the finance committee. That is solved now. That is resolved. We only pass up to the clause where it talks about receiving the report of the communications department. Sawa sawa? Thank you. No other additional resolution, so now we can move on to another report. You pigie makofi.
Moderator, the next report is report of the Women Ministry.
Are the women in the house? Have you seen them? In their colorful blue? Okay, looks like I see two. Welcome. The podium is yours. You should have matched your dressing with the seats. Or asked for blue seats. Anyway, the podium is yours.
Thank you, moderator, and the GAC. Our document is, our report is in document 8, D81, and we have the preamble. We have the board members that served in the year 2024 as well indicated. Then we have the board meetings that we did, 5 of them in the year under review. Then we have the activities that we were able to undertake in the year 2024. The commissioning, a total, we managed to commission in total the whole church, a total of 3,500 new members. And then the promotion to glory, we were able to issue condolences of 324 members. We know the number is higher than this, but this is what we were able to record. Then we observed the World Day of Prayer, and the theme is there. We did a Women's Guild National Leaders Conference. In Mombasa, and we thank God that 455 women leaders attended. We thank the parishes for supporting us in this. Guild Mission Week, well observed, and the theme as indicated. The sponsorship is ongoing. We currently have 61 students whom we are sponsoring from the department, and they are doing well. And we are trusting God that this will continue, and God willing, the book will be launched. And we urge the parishes to use the resource for our teenage girls. It's a journey of 3 years when you look closely at that book. So it's not a one-off. It's a 3-year journey with the girls. So we believe mentorship will continue. And this will also help us be able to have uniformity in what we are mentoring our girls in. The regional capacity buildings, they happened in the year under review. This is where we visit the regions, where we discuss guild matters. If we have new information, we relate to the leaders. And we thank God that 1,983 attendees in all our 5 regions. An ecumenical engagement that we attended, and then we have our national project, we have the WOGET, and maybe what we need to report about WOGET is that we were able to install a solar for both water heating and electricity, and therefore that is ongoing, though we experienced a challenge with the hot water, but we are working on it. And it's also good to let the members know that we have engaged in refurbishing the rooms, and maybe those who have gone there lately, they can attest to that. And then the Shalom Training College, it used to be Shalom, that is why we write Shalom, so that we can remember what is that. We have rented it to a school, and it is ongoing. Financial report, that is a matter of another day. I want to welcome our able chair to do the challenges and the remaining part of the report. Thank you, moderator.
Thank you, moderator, commissioners and delegates. On the challenges, one.
Your name? Introduce yourself.
Oh, my name is Miriam Jogona. I'm born again.
Proceed.
Challenges, economic hardships due to inflation experienced countrywide. Challenge number 2, ordinance landing on the wrong hands, and in particular the blue head scarf. 3, parenting challenges experienced by parents. Our recommendations: we continue to educate women on ways to become economically empowered. We highly recommend that the lay down procedures on giving back the ordinance to the church be followed once again. guild member is under discipline. Three, become intentional in empowering parents on matters to do with parenting. Our future plans. One, to continue empowering women and girls in the church in becoming what God intended them to be. Two, to continue sourcing for money, for scholarship, for higher education, for the needy students. Three, to continue assisting girls transit to womanhood through mentorship program provided for by the department. Four, to encourage the women to use the Bible study guide for their spiritual growth. Appreciation. We thank God for giving us a successful year 2024, and we look forward to a fruitful year 2025. Two, we cannot forget to thank the officials of the General Assembly for their support and counsel in the year 2024. But three, our appreciation goes to the presbyteries and parishes for their unwavering support whenever we needed them. You faithfully serve the Lord. In conclusion, we thank God for giving us a successful year 2024, and we look forward to a fruitful year 2025. Thank you.
Have you seconded?
Sorry. With that, moderator, I second the report.
Thank you. Give them a clap. Questions? Reverend Jogona? Any other hand on this side? I can't
Thank you,
see.
moderator.
Oh, okay.
We appreciate the Women's Guild for the report they have presented. I have a problem with the charge number 3. Maybe they need to elaborate concerning parenting challenges experienced by parents.
Okay, there is a hand here. Reverend Kamwero.
Thank you, moderator. I have an issue with a certain piece of cloth that in our houses, but without clear explanation what is all about. Yeah, a tile about 6 inches, a kind of a cloth. I'm not.
Thank you. Report. It is very nice, but I would like to ask my question by saying this. Kenya has blessed with some good preachers, including Presbyterian ministers. Yes, but also in Tanzania, we are very talented in singing songs and so others. Now, in your department, why don't you allow Tanzania to prepare a song during the Guild week? Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, Bwana.
Thank you, Bwana Moderator. Ni dhahiri kwamba ndoa iko mashakani katika nchi yetu, na vifo vingi, homicide na nini inaendelea. Hiki kikundi cha kina mama kinawezekana kuja na kijitabu cha kusaidia na kusambaza akina mama jinsi ya kukaa katika ndoa pamoja na wame zao.
Haya, kuna mkono pale wa Daktari Grace.
I want to thank moderator and the GAC. I want to take this to the Women's Guild and first is to thank them. We have the theme song every year, but I've noted with of concern that the song same.
A better mic, please.
Almost the same key, tune, over, now it is the third year. So it is coming to our attention in grassroots that it is only the wordings that is changing. So how are you working about that?
Labda ikipelekwa Tanzania inaweza kuleta tofauti. Okay, but watajibu hiyo ya marriage. Nakumbushwa na SG kwamba katika ripoti yake tulipitisha kwamba kutayarishwe manual ya marriage ya kushauri wa mama na wa baba. Kwa hivyo hiyo haitahitaji kujibiwa na wao kwa sababu tayari imepitishwa, imeidhinishwa. Naam, basi Muriuki here and then Bwana Ndegwa. Pata kipaza sauti hapa.
Thank you, moderator, commissioners and delegates. My concern is on the guild theme song or the guild anthem, whether it is possible to interpret it in different languages. For example, when we go to Ukabani, Raikikitui, they are not able to sing it in Kiswahili, in Kikuyu. They remain just that way because they are not able to sing in Kikuyu. Maybe interpretation in other languages. Thank you.
And now that we have read this in almost all dialects, why can't the ministers in some of those areas help us to get to what she is talking about? Because like now we have a liturgy in Kimenti, a liturgy in Kimwembe, in Kikamba, in Kimasai. Why can't we have ministers getting challenged by that need? Because mkiuliza mshukaji Elizabeth afanya Kikamba, atarudi tuku Ukabani kutafuta watakaofanya namna hiyo, lakini atajibu vizuri. Mimi nilikuwa tunafikiria. Wewe wa mwisho.
Okay, moderator sir, I may not be a member of the Women's Guild.
We know.
But I thought the spirit of our mothers, those who began the Women's Guild, one of the things that our mothers were promised is that the guild, the wargate and all that will reduce even the cess of the cess that they assess to wherever they are. Now my question is, do you think we have diverted from that cause of our great mothers and we become now thinking about scholarship and supporting children, unfortunately even supporting children from far from those who contributed to that project? I'm asking, is that not a diversion from the cause that our mothers wanted in terms of that project? Two, the foundation of the Women's Guild ne Shiekoshiada. I don't know what is that in English. Acts of mercy, with that kitamba that is on the cross. At a national level, because the young generation are pushing for social justice very passionately. And I think the Women's Guild can ride on that desire from our children who are very passionate about social justice. What have you done that is so remarkable as a National Women's Guild in a social justice activity that we can say that was something that you did in that level? Is there any such that you have done at your own level? Thank you.
Answers.
will answer some, then the rest, the chair will help me. On note number 3 on parenting, maybe we needed to expand on this, but when we met as the guardians and the sponsors for the list, for the needed students whom we are sponsoring, the 61 students whom I have talked about, we noted they have a challenge on parenting. So to us, we took it as a challenge, and we wanted to, whenever we have an opportunity, we can also help women in parenting the generation that is upcoming, which has its own challenges. So this came about after we met with the parents who are sponsoring, who are the owners of the children that we are sponsoring. The meeting happens every once end of the year. So I think we needed to elaborate this further, but I think I have now explained. There is the question on the towel, we call it a towel of service. And this was as something to remember for the service we have done for the last 100 years. So it was something that we were giving ladies to put on the wall, either in their homes or in the offices that they have in their parishes, as a reminder of the service they have served the church for the last 100 years. And it is no longer happening, moderator. It was a one-off. And even in the moderator's office, we have it. In the Secretary General, we have it. Yes, it is that one. Yeah, so it is no longer there. It was just something to remember the 100-year celebration. Then the issue on the theme song about Tanzania, the one whom we had asked to do the theme song, I think now her time is coming up. So maybe we will think about that in the next board meeting as we contract the one who will do the theme song. I was there, moderator, in Tanzania, and they have very nice songs. So I think that's something to explore next year. Then there's the issue of the theme song being translated in other languages. We have only 3 languages which we have been able to translate. That is Kikuyu, Kiswahili, and in English. And maybe that's something we can think about with the help of those who are able to translate in those other languages. And then on matters of what gets says and the list coin, those are 2 different things. Because in our constitution, we have what the list coin is supposed to do. And the list coin is supposed to do 3 things. We support the international list coin, therefore we are members. Then number 2, we support the MCF, the Minister's Children Fund. And the third thing is we help the needy student to get quality education. So that is what we do with the list coin. For the what gets says, moderator, that is something that was promised long time ago. Maybe we can be guided on what to do with that, because it's something that for us currently it might not be applicable. Thank you, moderator. And then there was the last question, maybe you can help me answer.
Thank you, moderator. On what we have done about social justice, would want to thank Reverend Moses for opening our eyes. We only have had girls' conferences, and in those conferences we sensitize our girls, but we have not done much. So we thank him. I think the board will take up that matter and will see us in that area. Thank you.
Thank you. We are done with the questions. Can we now have comments? At the back, Reverend Mwehu, Reverend
Moderators and commissioners, I noticed the manuals for the Women's Guild, And moderator, we've noticed that every other standing committee or every other board is developing a manual. I think we need to have a standardization, because at the end of the day, we have so many books coming to the parishes. Some are saying the same thing, some are saying opposite things. Maybe the secretariat or the office can see how to merge them and to also control these manuals. They are becoming too many. Thank you.
We usually do not allow them to be launched before we read them through. So like the ones for the Women's Guild, I'm sure they were brought to us, and we selected a committee of the business to read into them, of theologians and their elders, to read into them and see whether they are in line with our theology and our practice. So we try to safeguard that. However, that observation is very valid, to see how we can harmonize all the manuals. Elder Gedenji?
Moderator and the court, mine is on Wargate, given that members have a tendency of wanting to go to the coast a lot of the times, and the principle of non-Hakorek on which this hotel is based, and given that times are changing, would they consider facelifting or even upgrading so that they can actually cash in on interested people within this family of the Presbyterian Church, or even others who would ascribe to the values that are held by that particular hotel. Thank you.
I thought you told me you're upgrading the place. What upgrading have you done? So that in Yagizenji you would like to go to it. But the last time he was there, it was not up to the standard. What upgrading have you done?
Thank you, moderator. We have first indicated that we have installed the solar, because one of the challenges in that hotel is having hot water. And therefore we realize when we do that with the electricity, we are going to have a high bill. So after installing the solar, at least the bill has gone down for electricity. But the hot water, because of the pipings, they are pipings that are old and they are not compatible with the solar system. So our work is to change the solar, the pipings. We have we have put the gypsum, we are putting the nilikuwa nimesahau moderator, and then we are also installing new televisions, ACs where we are able. It's a quite engaging exercise, but we are doing it bit by bit. And I had said earlier that those who have visited those rooms, especially the ministers, they can attest to that the rooms that they are given currently, they are beautiful rooms. We are changing even the toilets, the sinks. We are putting in good.
Can't be sufficient for people who can't understand English, and therefore they are discriminative. Like my area, people understand Swahili more than English, and other areas, people understand other languages and qualify to be commissioned because they will shy away since they can't read those manuals. So something needs to be done concerning that.
Yes, but I'm still challenging you people who are operating from those areas to come up with a sample of what you think we should have. I remember one time when we served in Nairobi North, and we realized the challenge of Kiswahili liturgy. There was a felt need that we needed a liturgy. So much as we want to throw a task to them, but I would wish that we would also take it upon ourselves. Those in Tanzania can be very helpful when it comes to Kiswahili translations, and those in the coast. They can work together. I thought they are also asking for a sub-region. Yes, those are some of the things we would expect. So even as we expect the Women's Guild to, eventually it will be their document, but you could develop a sample. I'm sure they can buy it if it's brought to them and told this is the way it looks, as long as it is assessed and found to be good. Elder Jane, Reverend Kanga.
Thank you, moderator and the GAC. Mine is to really appreciate Women's Guild. One of the beneficiaries, those who are being sponsored for education, through education, is a boy from my parish. You know, when I had a comment from the father saying, if only he can be a because his child is being given the best. Giving a child education, it's like giving that
between their headscarf and our gowns and shirts, because in our case, once we ordain the minister, we do not proceed to consecrate the gown. But in the case of the woman's guilt, it's like they insist that we lay hands on the headscarves, so they still treat them like, I don't know what to say, like a totem. But that's why consult with the business committee so that we see whether that is the advice we will give, or you tell us what the methods you think we can do. Maybe buy an incinerator. So once it is done, it's dropped there. And let's consult if it's too small a matter for the GAC. Done?
Yes, moderator.
Thank you. Any other resolution? Additional? Looks like there is none. We are done. Okay, my leaders, clap for them as they take it.
Moderator, the other report is mission and board for social responsibilities.
I chair the mission and board for social responsibility committee, and for some time we haven't had Madam Moderator. So I will let them come and be the Madam Moderator son.
Thank you, Moderator. This Honorable Committee of the 24th General Assembly. This is the report of the mission and social.
Thank you. We've been assisted with the coding. Which document is that?
Thank you. This is document 6. Document 6. And I will be 6.1. The mission and social responsibility board has been carrying out its work following the theme of the 24th General Assembly from Joshua 24 15b. In the year 2024, our mission theme was "We will serve the Lord," which is evangelistic in nature, encouraging a reflection of one's life and making positive choices. The theme also offers a second chance to Christians to choose to serve the Lord without reservations and excuses. The bold strategic direction is given in the vision, mission, the core values, with the motto that is Jitegemea for mission. The membership of the board is diverse because it is made up of the officials of the General Assembly and one representative from each presbytery, 61, and the ministries, the departmental ends of the ministries, also the Christian Education Department, 4 co-opted members, which is optional, and also the board incorporates the then outreach program and Friends of Mission Committee. The board executes its mandate through the foreign committees, 1A, the then outreach program. This is a committee of 2, and it is an independent committee. And it is primarily involved in the construction of churches, school buildings, in partnership with the local congregations and presbyteries. And the board, through this committee, has constructed 1 Booth school in the year under review, that is Ngong Forest, 27 churches, Amboaho at PCA,
Gatiruini Secondary School, and dormitory at the PCA Musagitao Secondary School, 2 classrooms for PCA the Kambura Primary School, that is within the church, and the 2 classrooms for Borough Rescue Center, 2 classrooms for PCA Jiro Church. The second committee is the National Evangelism Committee. The committee has 7 members, and it is charged with the core business of the church, which is outreach, mission, evangelism, and church growth for Christ. The committee is responsible for planning the annual mission week. In the year under review, the board through this committee hosted the annual mission week. It's from 22nd to 26th June 2024, and a total of 370 missioners from presbyteries, present to share the gospel and to communicate God's love to the local community. In this mission, there was an outreach to the Bonda riders, where matters safety were discussed and gifted with branded reflector jackets after being preached to. The mission also held sports evangelism through a football tournament that attracted 28 teams, and the finale was prayed during the mission week. Door-to-door evangelism took place each day, and each day and evening, crusades were held. Every evening, where 300 souls came to Christ, and 725 homesteads were visited, and discipleship classes ongoing, led by the parish minister. The mission also provided women forums, where the Women's Guild Director had sessions with the women. The PCM commissioning at the PCA and County Church. The Director Children Ministry held forums for the children evangelism and crusades, and gifted them with one-less Bibles and Christian literature. Youth Ministry Director held different forums for the young people and evangelized to them. An outreach to Marimanti prison was done, where the inmates were gifted with Bibles, and 180 inmates gave their lives to Christ, and the chaplaincy department of the prison was left with discipleship. The missioners visited Marimanti Level 4 Hospital, extending pastoral care to the patients and the staff members, and those on board undertook to pay fees for 1 needy high school students. Number C, the Water Projects Committee. This committee has 7 members and are responsible for overseeing the implementation of drilling of boreholes in partnership with the presbyteries, parishes, and other partners, and the committee ensures proper management of the same. The year under review, Mbao was sunk in Nkondi and then area as part of the National Mission Week program. The Mbao is located in Mariango, PCA Mariango Church, and is benefiting the community with the domestic and livestock water. The Education Committee, also 7 members, that is responsible for disbursement of scholarship funds and the student bursary support. Presbyteries and parishes are encouraged to nominate needy students to the Education Committee for consideration, and the committee is primarily focused on supporting needy high school students, especially from mission areas. We also receive financial support from partners like Geneva Presbyterian Church USA, the Presbyterian Church of USA, Church of Scotland, Giddings, and Love Joy Presbytery, but all those are designated funds for education. And in the year under review, the board has supported 80 students, depending on the applications, established need, and availability of funds, and that one is annexed in Annex 1. The Environment Committee has 7 members responsible for raising awareness about environmental issues, sensitizing and encouraging the church to move forward towards more sustainable practices. The main focus in the year under review has been environmental stewardship through provision of scenes for germination through the PCA Carefree Memorandum. The scenes have been distributed to 29 stakeholders from different climatic zones for germinations, and nurseries are on the onset. It is not annexed, you can ignore the annex. F, mission to the differently abled committee. This committee has also 7 members, and the focus of this group is to reach the differently abled persons. And the committee has also partnered with Johnny and friends to address mobility issues for the physically challenged persons. In the year under review, the board through this committee, in partnership with Johnny and friends, they owned a very successful mobility clinic from 31st August to 4th September at PCA Chogoria Hospital. We have 247 people who are issued with mobility devices such as wheelchairs, clutches, walking sticks, and walkers. And the board hosted a training seminar in partnership with the Johnny and the Friends Ministry to address issues of inclusion for people able differently. 57 people were trained in the program. G, the Nenden Week. Nenden Week was held throughout the church in September with the mission theme, "We will serve the Lord." And during this week, the following activities were undertaken by the church throughout the East Africa: the mission to Bonda Rangers, family mission and prayer, and environmental stewardship activities, visit to children homes and prisons, Sunday service, and raising funds to support mission and BSR activities. The week was successful in reaching out, though the funds raised fell short of the expectations. The department is grateful to the presbyteries who met their obligations and appeal to those who, in submitting to do so, the receivables can be found in Annex 2, which is to a tune of over that 8 million from the presbyteries. H, disaster response and relief. The board, in partnership with the Mogoga Presbyterian, donated emergency relief to Maimayu flood victims in response to the flood disaster, putting back 17 families to their feet through provision of necessities like beds, beddings, Mekong gas cylinders and burners, utensils, foodstuff, and clothing. The board also donated food to Mother Esther during the Christmas festivities. Challenges. A, the department is challenged in implementing mission and social responsibility programs due to delayed cash flow from the presbyteries. B, mission areas in Uganda, Tanzania, and arid and semi-arid areas of Kenya lack trained evangelists and or designated missionaries from the local communities for more effective ministry. C, expected missioners, that is during the annual mission, when mounting the annual mission, are not enough, making it difficult to cover the mapped area. We expect two from the presbyteries, and now we expect 122, but usually we fall short by more than 3/4. Christian witness being challenged by the Western influence, drug, substance abuse, poverty, unemployment, and economic hardships, competition by mushrooming churches, and also demeaning cultural practices. With that, I request my chair to second the report as it goes through the future plans and conclusion.
Thank you. In regard to our future plans, we wish to partner and involve the presbyteries and the partners more in resource mobilization to fund the programs. Also, we would want the church to do mission differently, identify the needs of the communities and address them in partnership with the stakeholders and partners. 3 is the core business of the church being fulfillment of the Great Commission. We recommend full commitment as we join hearts with the presbyteries in addressing the needs of God's children. In conclusion, as the board forwards this report, it is important to note that the year has brought new challenges in the form of cost of living crisis, uncertainty of political direction, and economic struggles. The severity of drought and food insecurity experienced in arid and semi-arid areas in Kenya has been extreme. However, we thank God and all the presbyteries that were able to respond to the most pressing needs of hunger and access to education during this difficult season. We also thank individuals for their support.
Thank you. It is now time for questions, if there are any. Question? Yes, there is one there. And one at the back. Okay, I think they will tell us. There was one at the back, then Reverend Mary.
Yes, Madam Moderator. My question is, how far are we in actualizing the 10% of our budgets so the money can go to mission work?
It's clear to them. Reverend Mary.
Thank you, Madam Moderator. My concern is on national mission. I happened to be in attendance to Kitui last year, but one, and the Ngodu one last year. My concern is about the preachers, apart from the head office of issues. When we go for crusades, picking preachers amongst the missioners, my concern is that the preachers should be well prepared, prayerfully, and informed early in advance, instead of picking them from the missioners, maybe that very day, and one is supposed to preach in the evening. When if you don't plan, you plan to fail. So it's my advice is that the preachers should be prepared early enough and informed, and also prayerfully prepare on what to share on that particular day. Thank you.
So that is not, it is not a question, it's an advice. Reverend.
Thank you, Madam Moderator. My question is that how can the Nendeni board help us to change the brand of PCA from being called the Church of the Mountain? Because whenever you plant a church with PCA, this is the church from the mountain. We get the brand that is acceptable across the board.
Yes.
Thank you, Madam Moderator. My question is on the mission in Uganda and Tanzania, and also the ASOS, that's the arid and semi-arid areas, lack of trained evangelists. What is the board doing towards the same? Because I believe there are people there. Are there efforts or plan?
On this side now. Yes, there is one, the last one, at the back.
Thank you. We appreciate the good report by the BSR and Evangel. My question is, because we are in the technology era, does the team have a plan to partner with communication department to preach the gospel? Thank you.
Thank you. I think now they are ready to answer those questions.
Thank you, Madam Moderator, and this esteemed committee of the GA. A tangible and concrete way of handling personnel. As a department, we are focused more on evangelism, that is true, and also social responsibility. And any issue about personnel, we will go to the training and the personnel department. We will be in consultation. We have been and will be in consultation to see how the staffing in the Nanden areas will be possible through the training and personnel. And we have consulted them before, although I have been constantly told that we are short of personnel. How far are we in the 10% in the budget for mission work? Madam Moderator, I would beg that you allow me to escalate this question to the Honorary Treasurer. He is the master of the budget. When it comes to budgeting and the implementation of the budget, it is the Office of the Finance. Kitui Nkondi, the preachers, that one is well noted. It is well noted, and I'm be keen to note the changes in the upcoming Kulian and then area mission. And then we wanted to change the plan, that is the Mount Kenya Church. I will leave that to the chair also to have his input and answer. Uganda, Tanzania, Asaos. Again, this one comes back to the very first question about collaborating and consulting with training and personnel department, so that we see that there are people doing mission within those areas. Evangelism, technology era, collaboration with the communication department. In fact, this is what we alluded to when we talked about doing mission differently. And not only addressing the needs of the people, but also embracing the technology. Not only the communication department, but other platforms. We also have got, we already have a website, though it has not been serviced for some time, and we are in the plans of reviving the same to reach people as they interact with our websites. Chair.
Madam Moderator, there is the issue of the church being mountainous. This is a historical issue. You know that the Scottish missionaries who came did mission initially in Kibwezi, but it did not lead a peak. Then when it moved to Thogoto, there was a great explosion, to Tomotomo, and then to Shogoria. So for many years then, that is where the mission was. Even the other branch that we merged with in 1945, the GMS, had also done mission around the mountain, in Kamboi, in Ngenda, and in Kuhubwini. So that is our heritage. However, you know that we have attempted in many ways to make the church spread beyond those areas. And that's why at sometimes back it was emphasized that church in urban areas should never preach in vernacular, though sometimes they are unable. But we said that the main services be done in Kiswahili and English. but there is still that sentimental attachment to people with their languages. And also we have deliberately even done recruitments of ministers targeting those other communities. I know we have done it, where we have said that we will not recruit from traditional communities. Traditional communities are Kikuyu and Meru. So we target others, the Embu and others, and it has been done severally. It is all geared towards making the church go beyond the historical areas. It's not easy, but we have made very many big strides. You remember that's why even Tanzania was made a presbytery at some point, although it was found right to call it a mission presbytery. We know a lot of work is happening in Uganda through Sugar Belt Presbytery and other areas. So a lot has been done by the entire church. Of course, this is not a responsibility of the mission department only. It is a responsibility of the entire church to ensure that we go beyond the historical areas. And we can attest to that much has been done, although more can still be done. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay.
Madam Moderator, I beg through you that you allow the HT to respond to this. And also, if my memory serves me right, we were promised that the proceeds from the GAC insurance will be geared towards mission work. Please.
Let me answer.
Thank you, Moderator, Madam Moderator. The last section on GAC insurance, that one I may not be very, very conversant, but I can assure you that when we reviewed the accounts, we noted that GAC insurance has made some quite support to the mission. Further, on the journey to the 10% financing for the mission from the budget, totals to about 24 million within the head office budget. We have walked that journey. We have made several strides. We have allocated funds for the salaries of some ministers and personnel in mission areas. We are also training, and we've also provided funds for the mission, so that when we go like to Arusha, Burundi and the like, and we identify, we noted that we've gone there, tried to look for some mission areas that we can do mission. We identify some needs, but then we have no funds. So in the current budget, we created that. So in the journey towards 10%, we can say that we've made quite some progress. However, it is not, the resolution is not just for head office. It also involves the presbyteries. And possibly it will be the high time that in the moderatorial trophy and ranking, that will become important to also assess funds channeled towards mission work. Thank you.
I think now the question was answered. Now we go to comments before the resolutions. A question or a comment? Okay. We have one and the other one right there.
Madam Moderator, I want to commend the mission board, especially as I pick from where they say that they have alternative ways of doing mission. And it's the high time that the PCA we come open in and become crusader by holding a one-off conference. We shall assemble maybe in Kasarani and even embrace our theme that, as for me and my family, where we shall meet our children, youth, and the ministers, the elders, and we rock the Kasarani Stadium in a mission. One, we will be able to blood our ministers and see them that can preach in a big podium and even make impact, so that even in the other churches, so-called evangelical, we don't know that PCA is going for it, and we are ready to get the flock to the mainstream churches. Thank you, Madam Moderator.
That one is a good comment. Reverend Geshimo.
Thank you, Moderator Madam. Mine is on the issue of the numbers of missioners who attend the mission. Having discovered or found out that the numbers are low, I would say that the mission board need to change the tactic and invite more missioners, particularly which have the capacity to sponsor more. Because some presbyteries can maybe send one or even fail, but there are some who can send even 5 missioners or more, so that the missioners will be enough in the mission crowd. Thank you.
So they will look for the modalities on how they can get more people. Thank you. Reverend Muturi.
Thank you, Madam Moderator. Also commending the good work that is done by the mission board. It's true that the church has tried through training of ministers and personnel to go to those areas that are not the mountain area. But maybe our approach, we can change the approach so that we can have effective and lasting solution and maintaining these ministries. Because you find that in some of these areas that we call the Nedeni area, where we have, although we have shortage of personnel in terms of the ministers, we can have more evangelists being made to overlook over a congregation. Because if we look at the socio-political setup of some of the communities that we are setting mission to, they believe in what we may call, particularly not the Presbyterian setup, but they have the kingship kind of leadership where they like to be associated with their leader. So when we open such, we go to such mission areas and then we open a church, I would find it better if we would have an evangelist, a full-time evangelist at that particular LCC who the congregants can associate with and see that this is our leader. And then is given a minister at least who can overlook. But when we continue using our old method, where we have a minister in an area overlooking many different congregations,